Hello, everybody. And with the honor of Superman finally coming out, I am here to discuss it. But not alone. I'm here with Eli Little Blue. Hello there. How are you?
Hello, it's great to be a part of this. It's great to see that you know both you and I were doing our review. We're reviewing Superman and on your channel.
Yeah. So, before we start, maybe should we talk about our history of Superman?
Yeah.
Okay, you go first.
So the first things we have to say about Superman is that what you're saying?
Like our history with Superman.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I don't know because I don't know exactly like where I started off with Superman, but from what I recall, like at a young early age, because I remember seeing obviously I've seen various pics of Superman, the symbol, and with the comics, and I of course remember watching the Crypto the Superdog animated show, and well, of course, at a certain point when I did see the Superman films, and I think one of the first ones I did see was Superman Return, not Superman Returns, Superman to the Richard Donner cut, as well as Superman Returns. I think those were some of my first Superman films. But yeah, but just overall, like my history and how I when I first knew about Superman, it's I have no real memory of it. It's a bit fuzzy, but yeah. But I mean, over the years, even now, because my love and appreciation for Superman, and like because I've seen almost everything Superman, and with the movies that I have seen and which I have reviewed, of course, and and I think for a lot of us, for a lot of people, and maybe in one of them, because we all prefer like the definitive Superman is well Christopher Reeve. But of course, that's not to say that the other actors who have played Superman have done a bad job. Of course, they've all been excellent. But I of course remember like seeing when me and my dad we saw Superman, the Man of Steel, I should say. We saw the Man of Steel in theaters, and whatever else Superman came along my way and all our way, of course. And yeah, just like I said, like my first introduction, and when I first knew Superman, I really have no memory of. But just yeah, that's really all I've got to say about my part in history of Superman.
Awesome. So, my history of Superman is probably Crypto the Superdog, honestly.
Yeah.
And the very old uh, Superman cartoons from the 40s that would later inspire the DCAU's version of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think when I fully got into the character was probably the Christopher Reeve Superman movie, the first one, and then the Richard Donner cut. And I saw Superman 3 and 4, and they were meh. But I think what really got me into the character even more was with the Superman animated series. I more fondly with the Batman animated series since I've seen a lot more of that than the Superman show. But when I did see the Superman show, it was like a really good adaptation of a Superman, and I really like Tim Daly as Superman, all the cast of that show, and I recently did watch My Adventures of Superman. That was probably one of my favorite recent DC animated shows. I don't see many people talking about it, but that show's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've seen Superman Returns, Man of Steel, but I also played the Lego games with Lego Batman 2, having Superman in the game the first time as Lego,
Mm-hmm.
and all
Yeah,
the
me
other
too.
Lego games, of course, with Superman in it.
Yeah, me too. Same goes for me because from Lego Batman's 2 and 3, and when those games came out, because they incorporated a lot of other DC characters, and man, because for me, I had a blast playing those, and playing the all the other DC heroes besides Batman and the other characters that are linked with Batman. So
Yeah. So yeah, that was easily the best. for Superman
Yeah,
video game.
and speaking more of Superman, because like for the Lego Batman games, because you had, when you're flying as Superman, and what was great was, you just like the Superman theme playing. That was great.
Yeah, that was always really good. I always would play as Superman and then just fly around Gotham as Superman.
Yep.
And there's also the infamous Superman 64. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I think I might have, yeah.
It's viewed as the worst Superman game and also one of the worst video games ever made
Mm. Could
because
that
like it was
could
an
that
unfinished game.
Yeah, could that possibly been, because I it's been a while since I've seen it, and I'm sure you've seen it too. Where could that possibly have been one of those Superman games that the angry video game nerd covered?
He probably did, and
Yeah,
I
because
mainly
it
saw Chris Stuckman's review on it.
yeah, because you would think, of course, that the nerd would cover something like that. So
Yeah, because it's easily it's honestly part of video game history.
hmm
So yeah, that's our history of Superman then, huh?
yeah, I believe so.
All right. So do you want to get into the movie itself now?
Yep, might as well.
All right. So what is your first thoughts about Superman 2025?
So I mean, ever since a new Superman film was announced, and with the unfortunate cancellation of another Superman slash Man of Steel film with Henry Cavill as reprising the role, and because it was teased at the end of Black Adam. Well, obviously it was a sad day, but it seemed as though it was going to be exciting, because that the fact that James Gunn, not only was he going to write and direct a brand new Superman film, but the fact that James Gunn was going to helm DC, for Warner Brothers, a brand new start of line of movie adaptations of the DC comics, because you know because of course, let's face it, I mean, Warner Brothers, the first attempt to doing that with the DC extended universe, that started with Man of Steel, because I mean, besides Man of Steel itself, like when they would start doing this in 2016 and from there on, yeah, it was kind of a messy start and just not in good shape. But I mean, some of the DC films that came out after Man of Steel and before James Gunn stepped in, not all of them turned out that bad. Because me personally, I of course I liked Wonder Woman. We all did. I liked Dawn of Justice. I liked the Suicide Squad. But just yeah. Um, but um, but yeah, and for a long time with the new Superman film, everybody was doubting and bashing on this, and even when it came to the casting announcements, but not once, guys, did I ever doubt that this was going to blow. I mean, obviously, how was I really supposed to know? How are we all really supposed to know what this was going to end up being like? Even when, say, the trailers themselves came out. But no, I mean, but as we were getting close and the more trailers came out, yet more of those out there bashing and doubting, and the trolls just, yeah. But eventually, when the film itself came out in theaters, all those doubts, maybe not all of them, but yeah, a lot of them did go away. And of course, my dad and I, we went to see Superman, and man, because both me and him, we really enjoyed it. We really did. And I give this, of course, a 9 out of 10. And of course, I did anybody that follows me on the Little Blue channel knows that I did a vlog of the aftermath of seeing Superman. And yeah, because again, from me and my dad, we enjoyed it. With what it had to offer, it was just great. And I'm glad to see, very happy to see that this turned out great. And it seems as though that so far, so far promising start for this new DC universe. I mean, technically, it's already begun, because we've already had, say, Creature Commandos, um, and not to mention that I think technically Blue Beetle. I think that was technically a pre-start to the new DC universe. I think from that to also the Flash and Aquaman 2. But really, yeah, Creature Commandos and Superman are the official starts to the new DC universe, and with the upcoming season 2 of Peacemaker as well. But yeah, just I thought, but just overall, because I thought that what the new Superman film had to offer, with its storyline, with its great casting, beautiful colors, the visuals, the heart that this movie has, everything about it was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, okay, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say. So go ahead, you take it away, Scott.
Okay, so yeah, this movie was amazing. I never felt this good in a long time in a movie theater. See, I just I had high expectations for this movie. It was really just a lot of like expectations because I don't know. I wouldn't say I hated the DCEU, but I felt it could have been so much more. Like they had so many broken promises with what they wanted to do with the Justice League, and so much drama, and it all just fell apart. And then I guess it was time to just start fresh, and that's what I really like about this new universe. I'm hoping they actually do a lot more with DC than just the big time characters. I do want to see the big time characters, but also like to see unknown parts of DC explored, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
But I had full faith in James Gunn, and I think this movie really pulled off. I think it has a great cast of, I wouldn't say lesser known actors, but I was surprised by the casting choices. Like I never heard of some of these actors, and now they're. I feel like now I get to know a lot more about them because of this movie, and I don't know. I just felt it was like a love letter to Superman, and it felt like an episode of the animated series. There's just so much to talk about for this movie
Hmm.
overall. So I definitely give this movie a 9 out of 10. I think that's what I gave it for my out of theater review.
Mm. Yeah, see, because I think 9 out of 10. Because obviously there are some things that but that doesn't stop it from being really good. Because I even though I give this we both give this a 9 out of 10. Obviously, we've enjoyed the heck out of this movie. So
Yeah, pretty much. So where we go from here for this review? Like, should we go over what goes on in the whole movie?
I guess so.
So, do you want to explain or I explain?
Why don't you take it from here? Just.
Yeah. So, starts off with an introduction. Like we basically kind of skip. We do skip the origin of Superman, but it gets explained through the opening titles, and it literally starts off with a bang. Superman getting defeated, and he's all bloodied up, and he's in the snow. It was even first shown in the trailer for that scene.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's just, but the easily the best of this movie is when Superman calls his dog Crypto. And what do you guys say about Crypto in this movie?
Well, I mean crypto, because not like the crypto people have known from different variations of the comics, and yeah, this crypto is very rambunctious, and the fact that it is established that crypto is not exactly Superman's dog, and he's looking after crypto. And not to mention that Crypto is modeled and based off of a rescue dog that James Gunn, obviously, yeah, he rescued and such. And this was back during the pandemic, and just yeah, and well, the James Gunn's dog is basically the same thing like Crypto is in this movie, rambunctious and always just doing troubled stuff. But at the same time, of course, Crypto is a loyal dog, and especially whenever Crypto has his moments where he's whipping bad guys' butts and such, and Yeah, and also because the CG animation, the visuals, and in Superman are of course fantastic, top notch, and you know Crypto, how he looks is just fantastic, and because people always saying that James Gunn is always great at bringing great computer animated animal characters to life, ever since Scooby Doo. But yeah, I mean, just overall, Crypto is a cute, funny, energetic, troublemaking dog, but still a good, loyal super dog to Superman when needed. So,
Yeah, I agree. It's just Crypto looked amazing. Some people were saying he looks like a rat dog, like the outrage YouTubers were saying, and I just completely disagree.
yeah,
He
me
looks
too.
adorable. He looks like a canine dog, and he just looks so fluffy. And he's basically a dog who doesn't know he has superpowers or realizes it,
Nope.
and he just that's what makes him adorable, even more adorable. So yeah, I think that's what we said about Crypto.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he like takes him to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yep.
He like bites his cape and takes him all the way over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do get some of the Fortress of Solitude stuff where we
Yep.
meet the robots. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. The robots were, yeah, it was great to see, the robots, seeing, Kryptonian robots in this piece of Superman material. And, well, and technically, because, there have been there have been other variations slash materials of Superman where there have been some Kryptonian robots. And even like say in the case of like say Man of Steel, the way we saw those Kryptonian robots, but and not to mention that the Kryptonian robots they were practical. They were practical robots on set, and not to mention because a lot of like cameo voices, but most prominently Alan Tudyk, who voices one of the main Kryptonian robots, number four. Yeah, and how can you not love and enjoy someone like Alan Tudyk? Just yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Alan Tudyk is great in anything, and yeah, just what he brings to this robot, and seeing as how he's played robots before. I mean, ever since I Robot, and of course, most prominently K2SO. But yeah.
yeah, he's good as a K2.
Mm-hmm. But but what say you on the Kryptonian robots?
I thought they were cool. I like how they basically nurse Superman back to health, and they're like the assistants to him,
Mm-hmm.
and I like how they're all marked numbers, and they're not really given personality since they're robots, but they feel I like how later in the movie they think they deserve a name, and Superman actually comes up with a name for them.
Right.
So yeah, the robots were pretty cool, but I think like what happens next is like Superman gets his powers recharged basically,
Mm-hmm.
and he's able to fight the threat he's fighting. I don't remember exactly. It was wasn't it like a giant monster? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what it was. That would make its way to Metropolis, and that is released by Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
But that was a great sequence, and you even like say like a moment where Superman saved a squirrel. But of course, having the Justice Gang show up, Mister Terrific, Guy Gardner, and Hawk Girl. Yep, and they were great additions to this Superman film. But yeah, and do we want to go ahead and talk about the Justice Gang?
yeah. I'm not really too sure about the name. Just Justice Gang. I'm hoping we do get the Justice League in this new
Well,
universe.
obviously, we're obviously going to like this. Obviously the Hall of Justice and the time and setting of the Hall of Justice in Superman. Well, this is before I guess yeah, the major superheroes they step in, and well, thus we'll get the name Justice League.
Yeah, I do like the roster. I like Guy Gardner. I mean, I prefer Hal Jordan and John Stewart, Green Lanterns, but I think they're being saved for the Lantern show that's coming out in the
They
future.
are. They are.
Yeah, but Nathan Fillion, I felt like he should have been picked for Hal Jordan, but I think he pulls off a good Guy Gardner.
Yep, it yeah managed to this managed for him to pull off as Guy Gardner, and of course with the fishbowl haircut, just yeah,
Yeah, his haircut's funny.
and he's definitely nailing the personality of what Guy Gardner is supposed to be like.
I mainly know Guy Gardner from the Batman Brave and the Bold show, but I think in that show he gets punched by Batman. That scene was always iconic, for sure.
Hmm.
Who else do we see in the Justice Gang? We see Hawk Girl. I
Yep.
think it's the Cassandra Sanders one, not the Shira Hall from the Justice League cartoon.
Hmm.
She's played by Isabel Marced. I remember her in her Nickelodeon days. I just felt like putting that out there. Just I remember when
Well,
she was
like
on Nickelodeon for a bit.
she was most prominently in the live action Dora film.
Yeah, I remember she got casted as Dora. She definitely looked the part. I recently saw her in the movie Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg and Rose Blatcher. I'm pretty sure she was pretty good in that movie too.
Hmm.
Yeah, what did you think of Hawk Girl?
Oh, I mean, Hawkgirl was great too. I mean, the entire so far the entire members of the Justice League, Justice Gang, they're all fantastic, and yeah, because Isabella's Hawkgirl did not disappoint. She nailed it,
Yeah,
bringing Hawkgirl to life. Yeah, and what say on Mister Terrific?
I thought he was really good. He was. I felt the guy who played him. I forget the actor's name. Do you remember?
I know, yeah, I know who it is, but I can't remember it either.
But he was in X Men First Class, and he was done very dirty in that movie.
Yeah.
I like First Class. It's probably one of my favorite X Men movies. But I felt he was, like I said, he was done dirty, and I felt he did a really good job as Mister Terrific. He looks the part, and he has the personality of Mister Terrific. And I really just want to see him because and I don't know if you've seen the Justice League show, but he's the guy who sends the Justice League on their missions on the Watchtower. I'm really hoping they do that character.
The Marsh. You're talking about Marsh Manhunter, right?
No, I'm talking about Mister Terrific. That's what
Okay.
he also has the job of the Watchtower, just like with Martian Manhunter.
Oh, so it's like they both share that job at the tower.
Yeah,
Okay, that's great to see. Yeah. By the way, because yeah, the name. Okay, the actor's name, Mister Terrific, is I think it's Eddie Gathigi. I think if I'm getting the full name right. Just yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
But okay, like yeah. So him being done dirty in X-Men first, but I mean, he was still good. But man, who'd have thought that we would now see him really starting to shine in something else comic book related, which means something DC, and in this case, getting to be Mister Terrific.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we got over the Justice Gang. I think they think they all stopped the monster. I'm pretty sure.
Yep, they do. They help out Superman with that.
Okay, so I want to talk about this big fact, but during the crowd scene where I got something big to say. My friend from high school, she actually got to be in this scene.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's great to see.
yeah, she even posted about it, and we talked about it. But she got to I even spotted her in the movie, and I meet when I saw it in the movie in the theaters with my friends. I immediately texted her like, "Hey, I spotted you," and then she explained how it was done. They basically filmed some of the movie near where I live, like an hour from where I live, and it was that was such an honor to learn about. And she got to be in the Superman movie,
Uh
and
huh.
got to she told her story how she met David as Superman, and it was really nice.
Okay.
So yeah, that was fun fact I wanted to say, but I think what else goes on next? I think this is where I think I don't know. You remember what happens? Like he goes to the Daily Planet. We might as well talk about the Daily Planet if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
So this is
Um.
where we meet Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, Perry White, all the iconic Daily Planet team. So, but what do you guys say about this version of Lois Lane?
Well, first off, Lois Lane, Rachel Brosnahan. Well, she's a fantastic actress. Um, I mean, most prominently because Rachel. like being Mrs. Maisel and even doing more than just that. But I think that yeah, she was yeah. Seems as though she was the perfect casting choice for Lois Lane in this, and it's great to see that already that Lois knows. Well, yeah, technically she does, knowing that Clark is Superman, but there's more to him that yeah she doesn't quite fully know. Um, like not knowing of course about like say that he has a dog and there's a bunch of other stuff, but just yeah, and just yeah, I mean the chemistry between both of them is really good. Even when like say they're like Lois is like like trying to interview him as Superman, and it just yeah kind of goes out of hand. And when like Superman was trying to save people and stuff like that, um but yeah, and just Lois has some great moments in the film, and when she of course she helps out Superman, and also the fact that it's not really official for them, I guess, if they're in a relationship or not. Um, but of course, obviously, in the end, yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, just overall, Lois was really great in this, and yeah, but yeah, but what do you have to say, Scott?
Okay, yeah. I thought Rachel was really great as Lois Lane. She just looks like Lois Lane. She has the personality of Lois, just that sarcastic voice, and she's just that reporter who really wants to get in on the story. That's what I felt with this version of Lois, and her chemistry of Superman was really good. And I felt their best scene was probably at Clark's house apartment. I felt that was definitely the best scene of the whole movie. Well, for them, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, they argue for a bit, but then I don't know what goes on next. I'm trying to piece it together.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
What's that now?
What else goes on in the movie?
Well, I mean, well, we obviously got to acknowledge Lex Luthor and what he's doing in this movie.
Yeah, we might as well talk about Lex. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. What did you think of Jimmy Olsen, this version of Jimmy?
No, well, Jimmy. I mean, we didn't talk about the rest of the. We didn't talk about the rest of those that are part of Daily Planet, but yeah, I mean, this Jimmy Olsen was pretty good too. Jimmy Olsen, whom being played by Skylar Gassando. I think if I got his last name right or wrong, but I've seen him before in plenty of other stuff. Like most I have especially you know remember like when my mom and we watched Santa Clarita Died on Netflix. He was good in that, and it's great to see that he was cast as Jimmy Olsen, and this Jimmy Olsen he gets to shine and actually, yeah, also get to help out Superman at a certain point in the film. Not to mention that he was in a relationship with someone that's technically on Luthor's side, but until we get to that a little later. But and as for like say the others like Perry White and there was Cat Grant and all the others, just yeah, I mean they were all fantastic. How they were portrayed in this Superman film and in this new DC world. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. But what say you?
Yeah, I thought Jimmy was really good in the movie. I was surprised to learn that he was also in the Amazing Spider-Man. He was like Gwen Stacy's little brother. I didn't even know he was in the
Ah,
movie, but I realized he grew up fast. Now he's Jimmy Olsen.
yep,
That's crazy. I think what really worked about Jimmy is that he was able to get a moment to shine in the movie where he tries to find out what Lex is up to and what his evil plans are.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but should we go on what's next goes on next in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we meet Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Holt. I'm surprised they chose him to play Lex Luthor, since I remember him playing Beast in the X-Men movies.
Mm-hmm. In fact, he was originally considering on auditioning for Superman, but of course, he would end up getting the role of Luthor in this.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, like his portrayal of this Lex Luthor in this was amazing. And man, this Luthor, and I think best described by my dad. This Luthor, unlike the other past live action Luthors we have seen from Gene Hackman to Kevin Spacey and Jesse Eisenberg, where they who played Luthor, there was just something about their Luthors where they had a charm and just like it's like you didn't really want to they weren't like villains you wanted to really strangle or anything like that, but this one that Nicholas Hall plays, oh yeah, it just makes you want to beat the crap out of him, because this Luthor in this, he is totally psychotic and will not rest until Superman is taken down. Even want to say at one point he did frame a Superman, and now causing the world to just turn against Superman. And just like with what Luthor does thoroughly some more in this movie, and the fact because he's in he's whole like he has this like different like he has this portal world. I forget the specific name of it, but of course what I'm talking about. But point being is that he has that. He keeps a lot of prisoners in there, even when of course he infiltrates um uh Superman's hideout and the Fortress of Solitude. That name almost slipped out of my head. Good thing it didn't. Infiltrating that place, what he finds and hacks, and he gets out to the public with this. And I mean, because even like say with this soldier he has that actually is very powerful like Superman, but little do we know like what more there is to this like super soldier and so on. But yeah,
Yeah, Ultraman.
yeah, Ultraman. Um,
Yeah, once they break into this fortress, it was like, I don't know, kind of remind me of what goes on in Superman 2, where they break into the fortress.
as well, and of course that also goes for Superman Returns.
Yeah. So yeah, I do like Nicholas Hoult as Lex. My bad. But but he just felt super menacing as Lex. Like you felt like he was not a good dude at all.
No, then this is just one guy you just totally wanted to stay away from.
Yeah, exactly. But he breaks into the fortress, and I was worried what was gonna happen to Crypto. Like it was, since the villains break into the lair, but Crypto gets captured, of course. But
Mhm.
the big twist of this movie is, should we talk about it?
Yeah, might as well.
So the big spoiler of this movie is Superman's parents and
Yeah,
his
if
biological
I could
parents.
quickly interject, because let's face like Scott, let's face it, because sadly nobody's really even watching this, so I think we're good. So
Only two people, so
yeah, so okay, so to those two people who are watching this, if you don't care if we spoil this, then that's on you for tuning in and watching. So
now three people.
yeah,
So
but hopefully more people if possible, more people will watch this stream after it's done. So
yeah.
all right, but go ahead.
So the big twist of this movie is that Laura and Jor-El they actually sent Superman to basically conquer the planet of Earth after Krypton got destroyed and Superman was sent. But because he couldn't figure out what they were saying, he
Yeah,
only got
because
a little glimpse of it.
yeah, the message was decrypted like it was damaged. So,
So yeah,
and
he
that I gotta say that I was not expecting. Like, man, because that was a twist. Because we've all come to know, like, the many variations of Superman's parents. They've always, have told their son to, be the guardian and watch over those on the planet that he is to be sent to and such. But in this case, and with what James Gunn brought to this Superman, just golly, the total opposite.
Yeah, exactly. I was not expecting that twist at all.
And I don't know, I mean, like, how do you feel about that twist?
it was crazy. Like it was not expected because I thought the parents would be wanting Superman to be good, but no, they wanted him to be just I don't know a conqueror of
Yeah.
Earth.
And for me, because not to say I don't think the twist, it's not like, no, I mean, the twist isn't bad or anything. I mean, it's very interesting because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell if there have been any comics, anything, maybe a few, of anything Superman where uh, Kal-El's parents were the opposite, where they wanted their son to have grown up and to conquer a planet. I mean, maybe that's possible, but yeah, I mean, obviously, both. I'm guessing for both you and I, especially me, because yeah, I don't have full knowledge.
Yeah. So Lex gets this information and he's able to use this against Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And basically people start to not like Superman.
Yeah, and by the way, you knew who that was, right? Who was Jor El in this?
Yeah, it was Bradley Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Raccoon.
Of course. Because yeah, I forget because there is a story where like of James Gunn like approaching Bradley Cooper to be in this. I forget exactly how it goes, but it's very interesting, and yeah, it's great to see because Cooper being a good sport and just yeah happily appearing in this.
Yeah, but I think Superman does find out what Lex is up to, and then he just breaks into
Hmm.
his tower,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's probably my favorite Superman and Lex scene.
yeah. Compared to that with like say the past materials of Superman, where Superman, barges in and interrogates Lex Luthor. I mean, because like say like most prominently like Superman. I mean, yeah, he is interrogating, but he's kind of at times taking this very well, and because with what Christopher Reeve brought to Superman. I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but he basically just confronts Lex for kidnapping Crypto, trying to find him. I just love how he yells, "Where's the dog?"
And even Luthor deliberately, intentionally, just like because talking while drinking his coffee, just that's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Just very classic Lex Luthor.
Yep.
So yeah, this is where Superman is. Then he turns himself in, and he is now forced to uh, be under Lex's wing, and he's basically forced to go. What we're introduced to is the pocket dimension.
Yeah, the pocket debate. That is the correct name for it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I haven't. Of course, I don't think for some of us we haven't really fully adjusted to that name. So,
Hmm.
but that's a name that should be so easy to remember, but sometimes yet it's not. Pocket
Yeah.
dimension. But the pocket dimension is pretty interesting with what it's like, and the fact that Luthor houses many prisoners, and the mentioning of monkeys that are working on computers, and when we actually see that.
Okay, so like this is like a I like this nod to the monkeys being the trolls because there's a lot of outraged people out there online and they just do it for the money. And it feels like James Gunn's kind of quietly taking a jab at those kinds of people by referring to them as trolls who are monkeys.
And I gotta say, and I would say rightfully so, that was good on James Gunn's part.
Yeah, I love that inclusion. But I think what we get to next is where we meet a new character, that being Metamorphosis. I
Yes.
remember him all the way in the Justice League cartoon where he was a security guard named Rex who got
And
wrongfully experimented on.
and by the way, because Metamorphosis, like his nickname in this, he would sometimes go by Rex.
Yeah, but
But yeah, it was great to see. Like, it was great to see Metamorphosis be brought to life on the big screen, and
yeah, he was played by the guy who was he played Victor Zaz in the Gotham show.
yeah, that's right. Not to mention that what's in face who was Lex Luthor in Smallville. He has a
Michael
cameo.
Rosenbaum.
Yeah, he has a cameo in this too.
Oh yeah, I saw him at a convention
Cool.
recently where I only got to saw a little bit of him, but yeah, he played the Flash in the Justice League cartoon and played Lex Luthor. And I've never seen Smallville, but I've heard he's one of the best live action Lex Luthors.
Yeah, he even worked with James Gunn before. He was one of, I think he was that one Ravenger that was kind of like icy, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I remember that character.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he was in the movie.
yeah, but that's him as that character.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, we missed another character we forgot to mention. Like we can't forget to mention because yeah, this was great to see him pop up. We of course have to acknowledge Peacemaker.
Oh yeah, John Cena. I love him as Peacemaker. He was great in the Suicide Squad, and now
Mm-hmm.
he's working getting Peacemaker in the current season that's coming
Hmm.
out. I'm a bit confused of how he's going to be placed in this universe. Like, is it just going to be the same characters? But like, I
I
think it's
know,
like
but what
in the DC universe, not from the
I,
DCEU.
I mean I know, right? Because I mean, even I mean, because even apparently, because even season one of Peacemaker, like it, even like say the final episode and where we get the cameo of the Justice League. Well, apparently that's supposed to take place after the Flash movie, but I don't know because I'm sure James Gunn has established this, but I'm gonna we'll have to go back and look at that. So
Yeah, but
because like I
Peacemaker cameo was fun.
I was just gonna say because like I said earlier, with the Flash, with Aquaman 2 and Blue Beetle, and of course with of course have to mention James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Like yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, and like we just like we've just now begun with this new DC universe. So yeah, just trying to do the math on that is not easy. So
So yeah, Superman is in the pocket dimension, and he gets hit by kryptonite. And the way they do the kryptonite in this movie, it's crazy. Like it shows that how deadly it can be.
yeah, and he's like, man, Superman's like getting weak, and I kind of like say getting wrinkled up and such.
Yeah, he gets all wrinkled up. I've never seen kryptonite done that deadly before.
Yeah, from what we've seen of Kryptonite and for many years is just like it just has Superman like flop down like a sack of potatoes or something.
Yeah, he just backs away from it mostly.
Hmm.
It's just like he was almost looking really bad there. Like he just looked like ugh, just looking not too good. But I
Yeah.
think later while he's going through the cycle of this pocket dimension, we find where Crypto is. He has been kidnapped and is forced to chase squirrels, the
Hmm.
dog's greatest enemy.
Yep.
I thought that scene was funny. Just the way
Hmm.
he wags his tail and he just smile. He's just trying to get the squirrels. This
Right.
is funny.
Hmm.
But this is where we get a much darker scene where Superman is forced to watch Lex Luthor kill a man.
Yeah, this one guy whom even after Superman was framed and the people turned against him, he still supported Superman, as I recall.
Yeah, but Lex shoots him, and it's dark for sure.
Yeah. It's like one of those moments where is it gonna happen? Is he gonna be spared or not? But yeah,
You just feel so bad, and it just
exactly.
shows how evil Lex is.
Hmm.
He just hates Superman so much that he is willing to just do any bad thing just so he can stop him.
And just doesn't care if say it will willingly just kill anybody that supports him
Oh, you
because
okay there?
in the case of that guy. So
Yeah. But that scene happens, but I think what happens next is Lois tries to go look for a lead to where Superman could be,
hmm
and this is where we Jimmy. This is where we get more of Jimmy, where he tries to go find out information, but he has like an
yeah,
anonymous
yeah,
lead.
because in between Lois Lane and Jimmy, because what each of them are doing to help Superman and get more information. Like especially Jimmy, he's trying to get information on Lex Luthor, and of course it will make its way to the Daily Planet and from there on. But yeah, like because like Lois trying to talk it out with those at the Hall of Justice. At least like she gets through Mister Terrific. Mister Terrific willingly helps Lois, locate and find where Superman is and where they took him, and which would lead to the pocket dimension. And as for Jimmy, because yeah, this is where we see that apparently in this variation, like this Superman material, we it turns out that Jimmy was in fact in a relationship with Miss Tessmacher. I just had to, but
Tonight,
yeah, Miss. Yeah, and what do we have to say about Miss Tessmacher
I
in
thought she
this?
was pretty hot in the movie.
Yeah,
I mean, I
uh,
like Jenna Ortega, but I do like Miss Tessmacher in this movie. I forget who she's played by, but I think she really captures like a modern Miss Tessmacher who's just all about her phone, all about fame, just hanging out with Flex just so she can be famous. She's kind of
yeah,
like a sugar daddy, if you know what that is.
yeah, I know.
But yeah, she was. I actually like her role in the movie where it's revealed that if she gets betrayed once by Lex, she's willing to just backstab him for the right reason.
Yeah.
And she apparently has all the secrets of that Lex has been trying to do. He's been trying to basically start a war to catch Superman's attention, just so he can make Superman look bad or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Miss Tessmacher. Okay, yeah, because Miss Tessmacher, um, being played by yes, Sarah Sampaio, if I get that right. Yeah, because I thought that what she brought to Miss Tessmacher in this was really good, and
Yeah,
we're at a certain point, like Miss Tessmacher, yeah, because now she's going through where, like, yeah, back and forth on whom and which side that she should really be on, and especially when after she reconnects with Jimmy. But and what about say like some of the other villain characters, like like from the engineer to say Vasil Grokos, if I said that right. Just yeah, anything to say on those characters?
the execute. That's her name, right? The executioner.
The engineer.
The engineer, yeah. I thought her powers were cool. I don't know. We didn't really learn too much about her, but I thought her abilities to use nanobots as her weapons was cool,
Mm-hmm.
and the way she was able to take out Superman was wild.
Mm-hmm.
He almost takes him out later in the movie.
Right, and I also mentioned Vasil Grokos, if I said his name right.
Yeah.
You remember who that is, right?
Wait, say that again.
Like again, like I think I might be butchering the name some, but Vasil Grokos.
Mm.
The guy whom was turns out he was working alongside with Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah. Was he like a government guy or something?
Yes, him.
We also get a cameo from Rick Flag. I think Rick Flag Senior.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep,
was
we
played
do.
by the guy Frank
Frank.
something.
I think it's Frank Grillo.
Yeah, we get his live action debut. He first appeared in Creature Commandos. He was the main guy in that show. But
Mm-hmm.
it's cool to see his cameo and just see as an established lore to the characters. I just want to also mention this. This is kind of off topic, but in Creature Commandos, spoilers, Batman shows up, but just as a shadow. I'm curious. Are you really hoping we do get Batman in the DCU and we get like world's finest with Superman and Batman and hopefully Wonder Woman? That we get the DC Trinity.
Oh, I'm sure that all that is bound to happen. No doubt about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Indeed.
I mean, besides, I mean, it was announced because when James Gunn made, I'm sure you recall, like James Gunn made that announcement of Gods and Monsters and the first phase, basically, and one of the films in line is Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, Brave and the Bull. It's gonna be like finally gonna introduce the Bat family. I mean,
Hmm.
we got that in Batman and Robin, but like we can see Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing. It could be
Yeah,
endless.
yeah. By the way, did you happen to catch this? Because at the where when everybody's evacuating Metropolis, and those that are making their way under the tunnel, and there are signs on which directions to take. Like one of them says Gotham City.
Yeah, Gotham City. I think maybe saw that reference. We only get a
So that
little
so that
glimpse
that's
of
our well
Gotham
yeah,
in
yeah
Creature of
that's our
Commandos.
that's our early tease of Gotham City in the new DC universe.
Yeah. So yeah, I really hope we do get Batman. I mean, there's some people think they're getting tired of Batman, but I don't think I ever could get tired of Batman.
How can anybody get tired of Batman? It's impossible.
Yeah, he's too popular.
And and also to mention this, it's obviously not going to be Robert Pattinson's Batman. That's already been
Yeah, I
established.
hope we don't get two Robert Pattinson Batmans. That'd be too confusing.
I don't think that is going to happen. We're not going to get two Robert Pattinson Batmans. We're
Yeah,
going to get because we're gonna get we're gonna get a Batman for the main DC universe that's led by James Gunn.
they should cast me as DCU Batman. I know that won't happen, but I think I told you I was Batman for a school play.
You
That
were,
that's
yep.
yeah, that's the only thing I love talking about a lot. But imagine if we do get a great Batman. I'm hoping we get like a blue gray Batman. We get like maybe an unknown actor playing Batman. I've had a few fan casting ideas, but I don't know if they really work.
Yeah, there is one big fan casting. I wish I could remember his name, but he may be a pretty good choice. I think
Is it Jensen Ackles? I really like him to be Batman,
it might be. Again,
or
I'll have
Alan
to go.
Rickman.
I will have to go back and look.
Yeah, I think it's like Alan Rickman and
Well, I'm
Jensen
sorry.
Ackles.
Are you saying Alan Rickman?
Yeah, Alan Rickman. I think he
Okay.
could pull it off. I thought about what's his name?
Wait. Which Alan Rickman are you talking about?
He I think he played Raphael in the 2014 Ninja Turtles, and he was Hawk in the Titan show.
Oh well, I think I think you're clearly saying Alan Rickman. Like no, like I think you're getting his
Oh
name
yeah, I'm
wrong
saying the
because
Harry Potter name. My bad.
yeah, I was like, wait a second, because
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, Alan Richardson. My bad.
right.
But
Um,
yeah, I
but
hope maybe he
I've
could be
heard
Batman.
I've heard this where fan casting for Wonder Woman a biggie, and I think she's even expressed interest in this too. What's her face? Bix from Andor.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I mean, do you think that'd be that'd be awesome to see her as Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I thought about Katie O'Brien being Wonder Woman. I thought she would be perfect for the role since, yeah, she was in Ant Man and Mandalorian season 3. So yeah, I hope we get that in the DCU's Wonder Woman.
We probably will, but we'll just have to wait and see.
So yeah, anyway, back to the movie. So Lois goes out of her way to find Superman with the help of Mr. Terrific. I'm glad Mr. Terrific came along. I also like where Lois says that haircut goes against your vows. Towards Guy Gardner. And I thought that seemed so funny.
Yeah, technically, Guy Gardner deserved what he got. So.
Yeah, it's funny.
hmm and also like to mention more about the cameos because we of course have to. I think we obviously have to acknowledge Will Reeves' cameo.
Yeah, I saw him in the movie. I recognized him instantly.
Yeah, that
Christopher
was
Reeve's son.
yep. That was great to see that he made a cameo, and just no doubt, he'd make his father proud.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve would definitely be proud. It was unfortunate that he did have his accident and he was paralyzed from the waist down in his last
Mm.
few years of life. And then his wife passed away not that long later.
Yeah, she died. Yeah, 18 months after he died.
Yeah, so they basically got to be together.
hmm Did you, by any chance, did you see that documentary of Christopher Reeve yet or not?
I have not, but I would like to see it one day.
Oh yeah, of course I've seen it, I've reviewed it, and I joined another live stream talking about it. It's really good. It's very tear jerking, I will say, but it's still good.
Definitely.
It's definitely a fantastic documentary.
Yeah.
Also, because Sean Gunn's cameo. Do we want to go ahead and mention Sean Gunn?
Yeah, his role was fun.
Is it Max Shepard? Is that right?
And
Because
Maxwell Lord.
Max. See, I got the first Mac. I got the first name right, but yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, a little tease of Max being played by Sean Gunn, and yeah, because when we see him again in somewhere in the DC universe,
Yeah, I was a bit surprised that they chose him to be Maxwell Lord. I was thinking it could have been someone else. Some people said it's like lazy casting. I don't know. Do you think it was lazy casting?
I don't think so. Besides, this is Sean Gunn we're talking about. Like, look what he brought to Kraglin. Like, the on-screen role he had in Guardians. There's no doubt that when we see him again as Max, he'll be more fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I like how he was a clever as Maxwell Lord. I think we're gonna see a lot more of him in Peacemaker season 2.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Maxwell Lord was good. I like how he calls out, like he says, like he just calls out that nobody likes Lex Luthor. I thought that scene was good.
hmm
Yeah. So yeah, just John Gunn was pretty good and just for a split cameo in this movie. So what's next for this movie? I think we get this awesome scene where Terrific shows his full powers when he puts a force field up for Lois to protect her, and he basically takes out all the goons at the little paradise where they're holding Superman in the pocket dimension.
Yeah.
But what did you think of that sequence?
Oh no, I mean it was a really good sequence with all that happens. Just yeah, amazing.
Yeah, he just takes them all out of all his powers.
hmm
He's able to find a way to the pocket dimension.
Yeah. Also, the fact that Metamorphosis, like we see that with him being held hostage, well, because that he does have a child with him that's also being held hostage.
Yeah, he's like an alien green
hmm
troll thing.
Right.
I thought that was wild looking.
Yep.
But
But I mean, yeah, the rest of the pocket dimension, and when like say Mr. Terrific and Lois they show up, they help Superman, and of course with the addition of Metamorphosis and Crypto, and then eventually would lead to um, Lois, because yeah, Lois piloting the ship, Mr. Terrific's ship, and this would lead to where we would see um, Clark reuniting with his Earth parents, which of course being Martha and Jonathan Kent.
yeah, should we talk about how they get out first before we talk about the parents?
Yeah, of course.
But I think Lois and Mr. Terrific basically find their way into the dimension. But Superman's able to convince Metamorphosis to pull away the kryptonite, and he's able to form like a sun to recharge Superman's powers. And Superman's able to just punch his way out through the glass,
Right.
and
Yeah.
he's able to help Crypto get out, and
hmm
basically find their way into the Rainbow River, whatever it's called. What did you think of the Rainbow River?
The Rainbow River was pretty interesting, and of course it was intense with what the Rainbow River is like. Um, yeah, they're just them struggling, uh, but eventually, of course, yeah, managing to get out of there, and yeah, just yeah, it was pretty interesting that with what more we saw in the pocket dimension, and in the case of yeah, the rainbow colored river.
Yeah, it was like really colorful looking, and I was wondering what it all was.
hmm
But like I think like they almost fall into a black hole, but they're able to find their way all the way back to Mr. Terrific and Lois, and Superman's of course weakened, and we get Lois trying to fly her way into Mr. Terrific's ship, but
hmm
Crypto of course jumps on her lap. I thought that was adorable.
Yeah.
But I think like they finally do return to the Kent farm, and this is where we do meet the Kents. I mean, earlier in the movie they were on the phone, but like this is where we get they get to fully shine in this movie.
Hmm.
So like, what do you guys say about Ma and Pa Kent in this first Superman?
Well, they were excellent. They were excellent in this Superman film, and the fact that you know, for once we have a Superman film where Jonathan Kent is alive and well. We have both Earth parents, and the fact because Jonathan still alive and having seen um, Clark growing up, some more and becoming Superman. Um, and just yeah, I mean the performances of Jonathan and Ma are great, and definitely giving the vibe and feel of those kind of like parents and such, and
Yeah,
in Smallville, Kansas, and even of course, most prominently the nice moment between Jonathan and Clark, and with what Jonathan says to Clark. Just yeah, that sequence that was great. And but yeah, but and what say you, Anchorman?
so yeah, Ma and Pa Kent. I don't know. I never really mind them both being alive, but I don't know. Some people were saying like the Pa Kent looked fat or whatever, and I was like, why is that relevant? But
Hmm.
it's whatever. I don't know. We just ignore what people the angry people say online, but I don't know. So sorry I brought it up. I just felt like bringing it up, but like the way he interacts with
Yeah.
Clark, he acts like a great father figure. Just that connection, trying to teach Superman to be a good person. That's led to what led to Clark being Superman.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and I like Ma Kent too. Like
Hmm.
how he acts like a mom, even for Superman in his adulthood.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But I feel like the best scene with Superman and Paul was when Superman's trying to relax while Crypto's hanging out with the cows. Oh, I forgot to mention the scene where Crypto is laying on Superman's lap. That was one
Hmm.
scene. I just love how refreshing it is to see Crypto on Superman's chest. Uh, yeah. So we get that scene where Superman and Paul have that little talk, and what do you remember from that scene?
With Jonathan and Clark.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, just overall, because the talk that Jonathan gives to Clark was really touching, and this is definitely where because uh Kal-El's Earth parents, they were definitely the true loving and caring parents, unlike his actual biological parents, from Krypton.
yeah, I agree.
Hmm. And the
So
fact, because, Kal-El, he chooses to be the hero and to look after the people of Earth.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Superman's able to go back to Earth where he. This is where we get the I guess you can say the big final for this movie
Uh huh.
where Superman goes back to confront Lex after uh. But I think like the pocket dimension actually starts to break apart because of its energy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's gonna like basically tear Metropolis in half.
Hmm.
But
Oh yeah, because yeah, with the rift and because of the pocket dimensions, oh yeah, chaos is making its way to Metropolis.
yeah, and so Superman's got to stop it, but he's almost called into the war that's going on
Mm-hmm.
outside of Metropolis. That scene was definitely really touching.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't mind, because we can speed things up some because I mean, Superman he ends up going to save Metropolis, while those in the war, the Justice Gang step in, including Metamorphosis.
Yeah, they decide to go help out with the
Oh, and
people.
and it was great for Hawk Girl to take on that governor guy.
Yeah, the governor. She just picks him up and drops him.
Yep. Which he deserved it. So,
Yeah, definitely.
and
I,
even like Guy
uh,
Gardner, like one moment where he using his Green Lantern powers and flipping the bird on the soldiers
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He pulls out his ring and just starts giving all the tanks the middle finger, just everything.
because that's what they deserve. So,
Yeah, I just want to. I don't know. I'm gonna stand on my soapbox, but a little bit, but if you don't mind, but
okay,
basically, or I don't know, the angry YouTubers online, they're mad about this movie because I don't know, Superman wants to do the right thing, and it's kind of a homage to the current war going on in our world. And I like how they're raising awareness towards that, even though it is a very controversial topic, and it's just very telling this that about people who don't like this movie. It's just I don't know, if people who don't like this movie, that's completely fine, but it's just like it's kind of obvious why people like I think you know what I'm talking about, but
yeah,
the grifters online, they just want to say this movie's trash because oh how dare Superman be a good person from a different planet and have compassion and wants to be human even though he is an alien, but he and some people say Superman's boring, but he's not. Superman
or
is a symbol of hope, and that's what really inspires this movie, and that's why I have a lot of respect for this movie.
exactly.
Hmm. That's my soapbox. But
You're very, very, good, very good on you just to speak up. So,
yeah, so yeah, Superman goes back to Metropolis. This is where we get the showdown between at a baseball stadium, Ultraman versus Superman and Engineer.
yeah,
Superman almost gets killed, where he gets robots stuck in his system. Like he gets covered in it, and then he literally has to go to space just to like uh, he like has to get it all off, and he just basically crash lands back on Earth, able to get it off. But of course, Ultraman comes out, and this is where we get this infamous scene where Lex is just enjoying Ultraman try to pound Superman.
yeah. And do we want to go ahead and now mention the reveal of Ultraman?
Yeah. So Ultraman is revealed he's not from a different Earth. He's revealed to be a clone of Superman.
Yep. And for a while, people were speculating. It was rumored that maybe um, Ultraman was going to be like Henry Cavill was going to have a part in this.
Yeah,
But and even with say Ultraman, which would turn out to be, you know, an exact duplicate of Superman. And well, no, because it's David Cornsweet as Ultraman, which of course, yeah, makes sense that it's him. So
yeah, it does make sense that it is him. It's wild the way Ultraman looks. I kind of was expecting it to be a clone when I did see rumors about Ultraman, but we
Mhm.
get a bunch of cool sequences between Superman and Ultraman. I just love how in this movie during all this Lois is trying to publish an article on Lex once they do find the information from Miss Tessmacher, who basically portrays Lex, and she basically sends all the a bunch of selfies of herself, but it's actually behind the selfies are just everything Lex was planning. She basically sends it to Jimmy, and they have enough evidence to prove that Lex is a bad dude. And they're just trying to publish this in Mr. Terrific's ship while Superman's trying to battle Ultraman.
Uh-huh.
But Superman almost gets killed by Ultraman until he calls Crypto, who's in a dog store, of course,
Hmm.
which I thought was hilarious. And like Crypto comes in and he just swoops in and he just takes out Ultraman. And I think I think Superman gets rid of Ultraman by throwing him into to the black hole from the pocket dimension. And I have a wild theory. I think Ultraman could return, but as Bizarro.
Yeah, probably so.
I would love to see Bizarro in the Superman movie. They could have done that with Superman 3, where we do see an evil Superman affected by kryptonite. But I don't know. I was wondering why they didn't explore Bizarro in that movie. But
Yeah.
hoping in the future we do get something like Bizarro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did get a live action Bizarro in the Superman and Lois show. I've not seen it, but I knew Bizarro was in that show.
And technically, in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, yeah, basically, Nuclear Man took Bizarro's place.
Yeah, just an evil Superman, but in like a weird, cringy way where he gets created by the sun, apparently, just from a.
And with the combination of Superman's DNA.
Yeah, it's just it was done very lazily since that movie was not well in production.
Yeah. Again, if only because again, like I've said this before, Nuclear Man seems is a pretty interesting Superman villain, but only if they could have done more better with him.
Yeah,
You know.
honestly, Nuclear Man's not a bad idea. It's just like they didn't handle it well.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the end of Ultraman. But I think what else happens in this? Where Lex tries to escape. This is where Superman does encounter Lex, and
Yeah,
um,
especially because Superman confronting Luthor that he's just here to be everyone's friend and to
yeah,
save them and such. And
yeah,
the fact that Luthor, I mean, ever since Superman arrived on Earth and Superman taking away the attention from Luthor, just yeah. Even my dad, he how he specifically put at it when I did the vlog of the aftermath of Superman, but yeah. And we've course, and was there something you were gonna also say?
Uh, I like the speech Superman gives to Lex, how he is just trying to be good no matter what Lex throws at him. And it just shows how Lex hates Superman so much that he's willing to just cry because he basically lost. Because
Yeah.
he everything gets exposed about Lex, and just everything, and he just gives in. And but that's where Crypto comes in. He just smacks Lex all around, and it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Yeah, the day is basically say. I think they're able to fix the pocket dimension, and during the war that's going on, uh, they're, the Justice Gang is able to stop the that evil, I don't know, senator guy. By like I said, like we said earlier, when Hawk Girl dropped him, but they're basically able to stop the war. I forgot to also mention the little boy who during the war he holds a Superman flag. I thought that scene was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're able to stop the war, and I forget how they fixed the pocket dimension. Doesn't Mister Terrific fix it during all of this?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's able to fix it, and the Superman basically saved the day. And
And we can't forget to mention that yeah, Crypto kicking Luthor's butt.
yeah, I was mentioning that, but yeah, I just love the way Crypto did it. It just shows how wild of a dog Crypto is.
And let's face it, Luthor did deserve it.
Yeah, he did deserve it. And then Lex basically gets put in jail, and
Now the whole world's turned against Luthor now that they know what he is.
yeah, just a bad dude.
And thanks, and yeah, that's especially thanks to the Daily Bugle and from Jimmy Olsen to Miss Tessmacher and Lois.
So yeah, they're all thanks to Lois. Oh, I forgot to also mention, they basically free all the people in the pocket dimension. Metamorphosis can reunite with his son, Miss Tessmacher. We forgot to also mention she got thrown in the pocket dimension as
Yep.
well, but she's freed, and then she's officially the girlfriend of Jimmy Olsen. So yeah, he got lucky there.
Yeah, let's face it. Like yeah, like it doesn't happen too often, and that in the case for Jimmy. So
Yeah,
um, and the monkeys being released too. That was great.
I thought Crypto and the monkeys. Where I thought that was adorable.
Hmm And when, yeah, it's official for both Clark and Lois, them being together.
So yeah, just I think the best scene in this movie is where Superman and Lois finally get the kiss and fly into the sky, and I love how the entire room is just empty. It's just them
Yeah, that was their very own moment right there for them.
finally able to, I guess, to be a couple. It,
Yeah.
that was a great sequence.
Mm-hmm. But
But
the movie does not stop there because we know what comes up next.
oh yeah, the big spoiler. So this is I'm excited to talk about this scene. But we meet Superman at the Fortress of Solitude. He has fixed all his robots, and they're helping repair him, healing him up. But this is where we get. Should I say it or you say it?
It doesn't matter which one of us says it.
Okay, so this is where we get our introduction to Supergirl. Uh,
Yep.
yeah, played by Millie Alcock. I think she looks great as Supergirl. I'm really curious what they're gonna do as Supergirl. A lot of people don't like that she's drunk in the movie. She basically gets drunk, and I'm hoping in this Supergirl movie that they're doing, the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is based off a comic. I'm hoping they give her the little arc where
Yeah,
she.
and besides, I think it's obvious for the Supergirl film where we've already seen where Supergirl is a drunk and really a handful. I think it's obvious that by the time that the film comes out, and as the film proceeds, she will adapt and develop herself and become more mature and so on.
Yeah, and apparently we know why Crypto has chaotic behavior is because of Kara.
Yes, and yeah, because
There's why.
Crypto is her dog.
Yeah, I was surprised that Crypto is basically Supergirl's dog. So I don't know if we're gonna get the origin where we learn how Supergirl and Crypto made it to Earth. I think maybe that's what they could be setting up, or that's just gonna be already established.
I think it'll probably already be established because I think it's obvious that yeah, it's probably probably the Supergirl film's going to be after like say the events of Superman.
Yeah, we're gonna see Lobo played by Jason Momoa.
hmm And not to mention in her appearance in Superman, we did get our first glimpse at her at her Supergirl wardrobe, which does look fantastic. So
So sorry if you heard something.
I kind of heard something, but yeah.
Sorry, so sorry. That was my mom.
Yeah, as I was saying, we've gotten her with her appearance at the end of Superman. We've also gotten our first glimpse at her Supergirl wardrobe, which does look pretty good.
Yeah, I really think she looks pretty as Supergirl. I'm really curious what they're gonna do for her. But I think the movie.
Hopefully it'll be something good.
Oh, you still there?
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
I was saying hopefully it'll be something good with the
yeah.
Supergirl film.
But yeah, the movie ends with Superman looking at his foster parents' video, and that's
His
super.
his his rightful parents.
Yeah, his rightful parents. He is. So
Yes.
that's Superman 2025. It was
But we can't forget to mention the two end credit scenes. Now, can we?
credit scenes. The post credit scene is Superman hugging Crypto. That was adorable. I
Yeah,
like.
out in space.
Yeah, out in
And then, and do you remember the second end the post credit scene?
space where Superman, Mister Terrific, are looking at some building or whatever,
Yeah,
trying to fix it, but it just doesn't work.
yeah, that was funny. But yeah, just that was with the two end credit scenes and the tease of Supergirl, that was all great. Just yeah, what a great way for the film itself to end, and just yeah.
So
So I
yeah,
so I
movie.
guess we're now down to our final thoughts and results.
So yeah. How about you go? Oh, I think he accidentally left. So yeah, I might as well give my thoughts. I'll wait for him. Uh,
I think I accidentally got kicked off or something.
yeah,
So
sorry. So you want?
It's like I swiped something and it just kicked me off.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're good. So you want to give your final thoughts?
Yep, might as well. So So, yeah, just at the end of the day, and just overall, like with what this new Superman film had to offer, that was written and directed by James Gunn, this being the first, like one of the first installments, besides Creature Commandos, for the new DC universe, was no disappointment. Ever since all of those were doubting and just bashing on what this was going to be like without it even being filmed yet and all that. Yeah, even when it was being filmed and all the various photos out there, and then when the trailers came out, still. But when the film itself came out, all most of those doubts, not all of them, they went away. And yeah, just because again for me, because I just from me and my dad, we both enjoyed it. It did not disappoint just with what was brought into this from beginning to end, with its storyline, great casting, the visuals, how these variations of the DC characters are brought, just just overall everything about this Superman film was excellent, fantastic, and James Gunn had done it once again, directing another comic book adaptation on the big screen.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. My final thoughts. I think Superman was fantastic movie overall. I think this is a great start to a nice fresh start for DC. I'm hoping we get a lot of great stuff with the DCU. I hope it slowly takes its time
Yeah,
for projects. I hope they just stand on their own.
I'm
But
sure. I'm sure that's what they're gonna. I'm sure. Obviously, James Gunn would make sure to for the new DCU universe to be careful and not with so much crapping out.
yeah, so yeah, it's just like some people were saying the MCU is getting too tiring because there's so much stuff. It's just I don't know. How do you feel? I hope the MCU is not failing for you.
No,
It
it hasn't been failing for me.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the MCU. Not every show worked for me, but I'm still enjoying Marvel and DC currently. I always still love whatever DC and Marvel has to bring. So yeah, that's my final thoughts on Superman. I thought it was great. I thought the cast was fantastic. I love Crypto and yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Superman. So I don't know. How do you want to end this stream? So do you just want to promote your channel and then you call it?
Well, I mean, if you insist, just I mean, because well, like I said, anybody like as I mentioned, because I when because last month and when right after Superman came out, because yeah, that's when because my I think yeah, like the day, because well, I mean, because yeah, like movies like this, like coming out on Fridays, because my dad and I we did see it on that Friday. It was in the afternoon, and like I said, I did a vlog, the aftermath of that. So anybody who but if any of you have already followed the Little Blue channel and might have seen that, but if you haven't, then do so.
Yeah.
And at some point, very very soon, like and as of this stream, because at some point there will be a review of Superman on the Little Blue channel. And you're more than welcome to, if you want to, Anchorman, to join for that whenever that comes, and I'll keep you posted on that. But and definitely I want to talk about that with my dad. But just yeah, but yeah, and of course all some of the other, and not to mention that right before Superman came out, because and you were part of one of them, Anchorman, because I did a Superman review marathon, so go check that out as well. But
Review on Superman Doomsday.
exactly, yeah, that's one we did. But yep, but
I
just
also Superman with the Hedgehog Nerd. Go check out our video on that. We were gonna do a live stream, but I think he just wanted to do a review on his channel or whatever. But that was the different story. So I'm glad I got to talk about the movie in more in depth
wait, which
on
one was it again?
which channel the Hedgehog Nerd.
Well, I mean, well, yeah, but which movie was it? Which Superman film?
we reviewed this movie and
This one. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, we reviewed the two latest superhero movies that have come out.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
So yeah,
But
those
yeah,
out.
I don't. I think just overall because yeah, this was a lot of fun. We did the best we could with what you and I had to say about James Gunn's Superman, and even though because not enough people came to the live stream to watch, but still, it was a lot of fun. We
That's probably why.
probably.
But yeah, whoever is watching, I hope you, whoever finds this video, I hope you enjoy our review on Superman. I'm glad I got to go more in depth what I thought about this movie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I probably will do a solo review of this movie on my channel in the future for my 2025 reviews. So I look forward to that. But I think this is like my number one movie this year for sure. So yeah, do we say our goodbyes then?
Yep. Might as well.
All right. Anyway, you can find Eli Little Blue on his channel on YouTube. You can follow me at Anchorman on here. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.
Yep.